I don't even know what to say. Assalamu alaikum, what's going on everybody? Recently, 2 Muslim women were stabbed in France near the Eiffel Tower. The Muslim women, identified as Kenza and Emel, were stabbed in front of their children. And then the attacker let their dog go. They unleashed their dog to continue the assault. And the reports say that one of the Muslim women had a punctured lung from the stabbings and had to undergo surgery. As sad and disheartening as this news is, honestly, I can't say that I'm surprised. In my previous video covering the terrorist attack in France, I said this: as Muslims, we see this happening, we see these attacks, and we know this is immediately going to be followed up with a spike in Islamophobia, harassment, and attacks on Muslims. I said that Muslims will be targeted, Muslims will be attacked. And unfortunately, that's always the case. And unfortunately, they were. And this didn't happen because I can see the future, I'm so good at predicting. No, it's because this always happens after a terrorist attack. After reading about these stabbings and reading the news reports, I realized there are 5 problems with these attacks. Let's break this down. Number 1. Innocent women were stabbed and almost killed in front of their kids for something that they did not do, nor did they approve of. Yet, they get punished for it. Number 2. The European-looking women, in other words, white women, who carried out these stabbings, first of all, were walking around with knives. It's almost as if they're walking around with this weapon because they were already looking for trouble. They were looking to commit a crime. If anything, this sounds like it was premeditated, which makes this a lot worse. Number 3. Witnesses stated that they heard the attackers yell things like "dirty Arabs" and "go back to your country." Hold up, hold up, hold up. So not only did these extreme white women walk around with a weapon ready to strike, they performed this attempted murder while calling their victims, these Muslim women, dirty Arabs and telling them to go back where they came from. This sounds like it fits a certain definition. What's the word I'm looking for? Islamophobe. Yeah, but there's another one. Racist. Yeah, but there's another one. Mentally ill? Close. Let me look this up. Using unlawful violence against civilians for political aims. Google, how do you pronounce that word?
Terrorism.
But of course, nobody called them terrorists because they're not Muslim. Nobody asked what church they go to. Nobody investigated their family to see if their family knew about this. Why didn't they report it sooner? I guess we only reserve those measures for Muslims. Number 4. This obviously happened as a result of the terrorist attack that happened a few days ago in France. I made a detailed video about that, you can check that out. The person who carried out that attack was some Muslim who beheaded a teacher in the name of Islam. Which, by the way, we still for some reason don't know much about this suspected terrorist. We barely have any information on the guy. To think we would have a little more information by now about the suspected Muslim terrorist. But okay. First, the suspected terrorist was Chechen or Russian, not Arab. Yet these extreme white women apparently had beef with Arabs, showing that, number 1, they thought that all Muslims were Arab and all Arabs were Muslim. And number 2, that all Muslims must be held accountable for the terrorist attack. So what do? They did their own terrorist attack against Muslims. You see how that logic is flawless? Which brings me to number 5. Stupid arguments. The entire sentiment that I felt revolving around this entire story of Muslim women being stabbed and almost killed was people going, well, you know, there was a terrorist attack and well, that's just what happens when you're Muslim. That's what you get for being Muslim. But I guess they had that sentiment in a French accent. But apparently, some idiots still believe that the 5 million Muslims in France and the 2 billion Muslims worldwide, the majority of us are wrong and we're not Muslim enough and we're moderate or not practicing Muslims because the real Muslims are the ones that go around stabbing people. And those same idiots also believe that before a Muslim carries out a terrorist attack, these terrorists log on to www.muslimnationsununited.net. Could you imagine if that's actually a website? Free publicity, guys. And then the terrorist posts a status. Hey y'all, salami alaikum. About to do a terrorist attack. Please vote. Just kidding. And we all just go, A-okay. And of course, I know some of these idiots exist because a lot of them are in my comment section. Not to say that there are no Muslims out there deliberately misinterpreting Islam in order to acquire some political gain and recruit vulnerable people, but to assume that that is Islam, then buddy, the scary thing is you agree with the terrorists. And finally, I find it quite peculiar that when Muslims commit a crime, it's all over the news, baby. But when Muslims are the victims, well then, all we hear is silence. In conclusion, I pray that both Amal and Kenza make a speedy recovery. I pray that their children are not traumatized by witnessing their parents being stabbed in front of them. And that those criminals, those terrorists, who may have robbed those children of their childhood and tried to rob those mothers of their lives, I hope they get trialed to the full extent of the law, just like any terrorist would. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and share this video. Support me by subscribing to my channel. And until next time, I'm that Muslim guy. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you.